Hello traders, and welcome to the market opening preview on a Thursday, August 20th, 2015. Welcome to the Asia session as I record this in the Asia session, so I might as well tell you we're in the Asia session. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Please come visit us at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Alright traders, got a lot to talk about. FOMC did its thing. CPI was a dud. I was actually out to dinner and had my cell phone watching charts, and but yeah, just a dud, no movement at all. But FOMC definitely did some damage, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But before we do that, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator for the market opening preview series every single day before the London Open. Like I said, traders, I do record this in the Asia session. So hopefully you can get a pretty good idea what the day is looking like and what charts look like earlier in the day. As normally, even myself, I used to get in front of my charts about an hour before the London Open. But it's kind of nice to see what Asia's doing. Traders, the way I trade is real simple. I look at fundamentals. I look at technicals, I look at charts, I look at candlestick patterns. I just love doing all that stuff. I'm a big trend line and channel person. So, you know, I just look for pullbacks. I look for a price to do its thing, pullback, you know. I've been trading since 2006 and 2008. I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. 9 days later, I came to Thailand, and well, it's 8 years later, and I'm still here. So, I don't know, am I still on holiday or what? I don't know. I work harder at this job than I ever worked on my other job for 27 years. Yeah, I put in a full day here. I start my trading day about between 6:30 and 7:15. I'm at my charts, and my trading day actually doesn't end until about 11 o'clock at night, 10:30, 11 at night. Now, I do get breaks. I don't sit in front of my charts that whole time. I get 2 hours here, an hour there, 45 minutes here, an hour and a half there. You know, I do get breaks. So it's not like I sit in front of my charts for 15 hours. All right, that's enough about me. I hate talking about me. Let's go over to the risk disclaimer. You'd never know it as much as I talk. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Trade is so important that you please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, traders, let's take a look at news and commentary. I had the indices closed pretty horrible in my book. The US 30 closed negative 0.93%, S&P 500 negative 0.83%, NASDAQ in the red negative 0.80%, small cap 2000 negative 1.23%. And I don't see anything good anywhere. Jiminy Christmas. The DAX negative 2.14%. The FTSE 100 negative 1.88%. The CAC 40 negative 1.75%. And the Eurostoxx 50 negative 88%. Now, either something went on or they really didn't like the FOMC minutes that came out. That's really did a job on our charts. We'll see that when we get to the charts. Let's take a look at Asia. Now, these countries are currently trading, and they're all in the red. The Nikkei 225 is negative 0.57%. The S&P ASX 200 is negative 1.21%. The Shanghai is negative 1.38%. The Hang Seng is negative 1.55%. And the Kospi is negative 0.73%. So that gives you an idea of what's going on in the indices. Let's take a look at our economic calendar. Not much going on. We do have a lot of news out of New Zealand, but they're all low impact, and there's no forecast. And one thing I have to say is, you know, when you look at these economic calendars, and man, if somebody can find me a really, really good one, let me know. So, yeah, all low impact. Like we have Aussie news that's already passed. It's done. I mean, none of the charts have moved. We have some medium impact out of the Swiss trade balance 1 hour before the London Open. And basically, folks, I got to tell you, even the U.S. The initial jobless claims come out. They rank it as medium. Existing home sales, leading indicators. Philadelphia Fed, they have as medium. Surprise, that's usually a red high impact number. And going into Asia for tomorrow being Friday, nothing really that's going to rock the boat. And really nothing that's in our session. It's all after our session. But they're not big impact numbers. But like I said, when you see this stuff, you really want news events that give you a forecast. I mean, this is how the markets, judge what's going on. Anyhow, FOMC came out last night. Apparently, the markets did not like it. Yeah, I took 2 trades and I left them on, and I'm down. I'm down like 42 pips in one trade, and the other trade I'm down 9. So, luckily with good money management skills, I'm like 0.5% of my account. I'm actually, I'll tell you, I'm 1 mini lot on each trade. So, I'm not going to go broke on this one. And I did that on purpose. It was not unintentional. I did it on purpose. So, I did it. It was fun. So, woke up to a loss and one is still working, and hopefully it'll come out in my favor. All right, commentary. I think today's going to be a pretty eventful day. I'm hoping that these currency pairs decide to turn around and come back into their trend, because we're going to see a lot of these currency pairs have really moved up, and they've been bearish for a long time. So we're going to see what happens here, and I'll show you some 30-minute charts. And traders, just remember that means that every single candlestick on the chart is 30 minutes in duration. There you can see the big blue candle. Thank you, Janet Yellen, for that. And then it went up and then it popped up again for who knows what reason. But the important thing is that we're at resistance now, and I don't want to buy here, right? I don't want to buy into R1, right? I don't want to buy here. This would have to break R1 retest for me to buy it. But the Aussie's bearish. Look at the daily chart. Look at the 4-hour chart. This is bearish. So I'm hoping this just turns back in, starts going bearish again. Get us in at 1128. We'll get out at 1090. A nice 38 pip trade, and we're done. We're going to have to get out at the daily pivot because you got a 200 exponential moving average here. Now, I'm not too worried. If they weren't together, it wouldn't bother me. And it still doesn't bother me because there's nothing left of the chart. It's a wide open space. So this might just fly right through this. This might come down to this yellow line, this first yellow line, which was a resistance line, which is now a support line. So we're bearish, looking for the bearish move. All right, here we are with the crazy pound. The pound's been all over the place. The daily chart is still crazy, but today's candle is above the daily pivot. That clued me in one thing. The other thing is that this is bullish. If you take a look at this came up, this fibbed, this came up, this fibbed again, and now we're back up. So I'm expecting a fib back to, I'd love to see this get to the S1 pivot or the 50% Fibonacci at 1.5643, and we'll take it up to 5702, which it would be over 100 pips. So, let's go for the stars. You know what I'm saying? And I think this can happen. The only bad thing is the pound dollar does not like giving pullbacks. But, never know. Times are changing. Hopefully we can get a read on what's going on here, and this will continue. And if we get a pullback to the daily pivot point, folks, and you get a bullish engulfing candle at the London Open or an hour and a half before the London Open, and you're thinking, man, it's not pulling back to that 50%. Just take it. Just get in it. If you don't take trades, if you don't throw darts, you can't win trades. You can look at all the demo accounts, and you can look at all these things, and we can find 1,000 excuses not to take a trade. Just get in there and take a trade. Bring your lot size down. If it's a risky trade, like like I did, I knew I was trading news data. Of course, of course I'm not going in at full steam. I'm going in at like 1/100th of a steam of my account. But I do that on purpose, because I knew I was going into a news data account, a news data trade. So, I knew what I was doing. It was all planned. And that's what's so important. Wow, this is almost a double top here. I'd really like to see this just continue down. We're going to get a bump here at this daily pivot. Just look left of the chart. There's a lot of price action here. So make sure that if you're like 15 pips in profit, which you're not going to be, maybe you just go to break even +1 because you don't want to get this bounce and pick you back up in the negative. And then, if it knocks you out at +1 or 2, just to cover your spread, then you just take it back down again if you get a bearish candle. But I'm bearish in the Aussie dollar. There's no way I'm going to buy the Aussie dollar, folks. I am not buying the Aussie dollar. And I'd love to see this come back to 0.7318. And the Aussies want to come back to 0.7318. So let's hope we can all get our wish and this thing just continues to the downside. Again, Asia had no data come out, and you can see that. And look at how, slow prices, prices moving. All right, let's head over to the Euro Aussie. We are now bullish. Thank you, Janet Yellen, with her news event. However, I did put a purple resistance line up top there. Now, I put an entry for 51.31, and we're probably below it already by the time you're going to get this on YouTube. So, now you're looking for a bearish candlestick formation. So, the other thing that you can do is you can trend line this. If you trend line this, you might be able to get a trend line in here and use a trend line trade. Because I don't know where this is going to be a couple of hours from now. This is pretty tricky. We sort of like missed the move, unfortunately. But, yeah, but I think this is coming down. I think this is definitely coming down. Here's a Euro Yen. This is a bearish pair, right? All I want to do is sell it. I want to sell this. Inactive candle, inactive candle, just, look at these wicks on these candles, I want to sell this. I want this to close below this R1. And we're just going to take it down to the daily pivot point. Now, we do have a support line here from the EA. And there is some price action here. But I wouldn't be concerned with that. Or just get out there. I mean, I think it's 10 pip difference between the two. But we're bearish on this. And, we're sort of at, well, we're at resistance. We're at a daily R1 pivot. So we're at resistance. So we're doing everything what we're supposed to do. So we sell at resistance and buy at support, right? Absolutely. All right, let's take a look at New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar is bearish, folks. It is bearish. This is up here because of news data and profit taking and all that good stuff. So we want to sell this. Now, I added a trend line to this, and that was because of my concern with the daily pivot point. So I want this to break the trend line and see if we can get a retest of the trend line and then get a nice bearish engulfing candle and take this down. Also, it's a psychological level of 6,600. So I'm sure there's a lot of sell orders in there somewhere. So we'll have to see how this works out. And then we're going to take profit at 65, 61. So nice trade if this works. We probably will get a bounce at this 200 exponential moving average, but you'll be way in profit and you'll be trailing this thing by the time you get down there. If you want, just get out of it or just scale out most of your position and just leave it runner. But, really, if you look at this trade, this is really a nice trade to the downside. I mean, everything, we are at where we want price to be. It's at resistance. And, we want to sell here. And let's see if we can get it done. Come on, price action, work for us. I need a bunch of cheerleaders. Come on, price action. All right. Traders, thanks for joining me for the Market Opening Preview Series on a Thursday, August 20th of 2015. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, again, thank you for being with me today. Traders, if you would come visit our site at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Until tomorrow, traders, have a great trading day and grab those pips. Have a good one, traders. Take care now. Bye-bye.